Sorry for that. Yes. Can you come up again? The delivery point and the collection point. We were talking about Blue Dart. What do you think is Blue Dart? You know, it's a courier service, but how do you differentiate delivery point and collection point?
So delivery point is the point of delivery, like that is our home in Flipkart.
Okay.
And the collection point is the nearest hub or the center that we can go and collect our product. In some
Okay.
like in Reliance Trends and Reliance Digital, we can order it online and we can either give a delivery point as our home, or we can collect it from the nearest Reliance location.
Okay. Okay, agreed. Yes, Naveen. Okay, for the benefit of all of you, let me just explain. What Naveen told is absolutely right. Delivery point and collection point. See, delivery point is when it comes to your region. For example, I am in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, for example. In Chennai, my product will reach from Delhi to Chennai. So from Chennai, it should come to my home. So who will bring it to my home? The courier service will bring. I told you for Flipkart, it is E-Cart. E-Cart, who is the third party logistics, or Blue Dart, whoever is the courier person employed, or courier professional who is employed, they will bring the product to me. In case if I'm not able to collect it, I can call them or go and collect it from the courier service itself. That is what is the delivery. You got it? That is what is the delivery people. Okay. Delivery is clear, right? You have to tell me yes or no, or else I'll give some other example. Delivery is right. Whoever is the courier service delivering your product, those are the delivery people or the delivery point. Okay. Now, what is collection point is, if you see whether it is Flipkart or Amazon, from place to place, they have their own Flipkart run or Amazon run centers. Like if you see First Cry, how many of you know First Cry? First Cry e-commerce company, First Cry. Toys.
Yes, sir, I know.
Few of you, if you know what is First Cry has its own center established in different locations in the country. Similarly, they can Flipkart and Amazon has its own centers in different locations. See, it is because some customers, before buying the product, they want to touch and feel the product and then buy. So to give that customer experience to the customers, the Flipkart and Amazon, they are establishing their own physical stores in different cities in the country. Are you all aware of this? I hope you know this. You know that Flipkart and Amazon has its own physical centers, not just online shopping. They have their own physical established centers in different cities in India. Do you know this? Yes or no? Quickly, you have to tell me yes or no. Do you know that Flipkart has its own physical Flipkart center or Flipkart store? Flipkart store, Amazon store.
Sir. Yes, sir, I know.
Not the online store. I'm talking about the physical store.
No, sir, I don't know about the physical, but I know about the online store.
Okay, so I'm not talking about the online. Flipkart has its own physical stores. Amazon has its own physical stores established in different parts of or in different cities in India, particularly the metros. Why do you think they have established? It is because the customers, they don't only want to buy online just without seeing. They want to touch and feel the product and then buy after looking at the product physically. So that is what customers are also wanting. After the class, you can go and search physical stores of Flipkart and Amazon and why are they actually formed. Now, not only this, in advanced countries, there are certain collection points. Whatever product you order, it will be there in a, okay, before going into the advanced countries, let me say this, that physical store where Flipkart products, you order it and it will come to the Flipkart. If your city has a Flipkart store or if your city has an Amazon store, your product will directly go to the Flipkart physical store or Amazon store. From there, you can go and collect. That is one example of collection point. You understood? Yes or no? Physically, your product will be available in that place. You can collect it from there. Okay. Yes, no. Please quickly tell me yes or no. We have other things to cover. So instead of they bringing and giving it to you directly, it will come to a store. Like I said, told you, Flipkart has its own managed stores in some cities. Your product will come to the Flipkart store. You can go and collect, or your product is already there in the physical store of Flipkart. You can go and collect it and bring it. So such points are what are called as collection points. You got it? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, any other doubts in this? Any other doubts or anyone who will contradict that? all the supply chain activities are not there in e-commerce. All the supply chain aspects are there or not there in e-commerce. Okay, if you don't have any doubts, you're not asking any doubts. The other important concept that you should know in supply chain management is, in supply chain management which is related to warehousing, is docking or docks. We are talking about, we just finished supply chain management and e-commerce. How is supply chain management there in e-commerce or done in e-commerce? We are talking about the second concept that I wrote on the board, wherein we are talking about warehouse management, and in warehouse management, we'll be talking about docking. Have you heard the word docking? Yes, no? A dock?
Post office.
D-O-C-K-I-N-G. Docking or a dock. Have you heard the words? Yes or no?
No, sir.
You did not hear. Okay, have you heard what is, did you hear what is warehouse? What is a warehouse?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Warehouse you might have heard. Okay, what is a warehouse?
Docking means, sir, basically it is used during cargo, means shipping in ship.
Only, not only in ships, even for other things also we use docking. We will discuss what is docking, but before that, tell me what is a warehouse and what are the important things of a warehouse. We did talk about warehouse. In e-commerce also, did I mention the word e-commerce? Did I mention the word warehouse? Yes or no?
No, sir.
In e-commerce, did I mention the word warehouse? Yes or no? From the manufacturer, the product should come to the central warehouse of the Flipkart or Amazon. Central warehouse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I told you, from the manufacturer for e-commerce business, all the products, ordered products should first come to the e-commerce. You should come to the first come to the e-commerce warehouse, also called as central warehouse. Now, in the central warehouse, it will get sorted out, it will get packed, everything. That's what we discussed. So, warehouse, what is a warehouse and what are the important functions of a warehouse? What is a warehouse? One of the important functions is dock or docking. What is a warehouse? Tell me what is a warehouse. What do you know about warehouse? Any one of you, quickly.
Sir, a place where raw materials or goods are stored, sir.
A place where raw materials and finished goods are stored is a warehouse. Okay, fine. So warehouse is also a part of supply chain, though it is not primary like this. When you bring raw materials from suppliers to manufacturers, it should be stored somewhere. It can be stored in a warehouse. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
And when the
Yes,
finished
sir.
goods, when they go to the distributor, when you are distributing, these goods can also be stored in a warehouse for some time. Manufactured goods. You agree or not? So place where you store your goods, whether raw materials or finished goods, is a warehouse. So in warehouse, what are the important functions? What are the important functions in a warehouse? See, one important function, there are many functions. Important functions are, let me say you have a warehouse like this. Let me assume that you have a warehouse like this. And all your raw materials or your finished goods are actually there in different layers. Right? Then what should be the layout of the warehouse is an important function. How should your layout be planned? What is a layout? What is a layout, please? What is layout? What is layout? Okay, if you don't know what is layout,
Layout is the system in which how we plan the warehouse so that we have a right way to stock in the thing and get out. We can
right. Layout
take
is simply a
things and
plan.
stock things in a right manner.
Right,
So
absolutely right.
Things in a good
maximum
way.
goods could be stored in a very
In
little
a minimum
space.
place, right? So layout is the plan in which you want to lay your goods in the room or in the warehouse. Okay. You have different types of goods. How do you place them in that warehouse so that in minimum space you store maximum goods? That's what your layout will tell. That is what is a plan, layout plan. How are you placing your goods? Okay. So when you talk about layout, warehouse management, the layout of the warehouse plays an important role. So you should know what are the different types of layouts. Now, once you know the layout, what are the other important functions of the warehouse? The other important functions other than layout is what? Any other important functions in warehouse? Layout is an important function. What else can be important functions? What else can be important functions? Is packaging part of warehousing? Packaging part of warehouse? Packing. You have to pack products.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At least in e-commerce, just before this we discussed one topic, yes or no? In e-commerce, in central warehouse, the goods will be packed and then sorted out. You have to pack the goods and sort it out. Yes or no?
Yes.
So packing and sorting are also important functions of warehouse. Okay. So I'm not getting into the details of the things. I'm trying to tell you what are the functions of a warehouse. In warehouse management, you should know what are the important functions of a warehouse. What are the important tasks that are performed in the warehouse? So out of all these tasks, I told layout is very important. Then apart from layout, packaging is also important. Packaging is also done in a warehouse. Now, not only packaging, I'm saying sorting is also done in layout in the warehouse. You also have to sort the goods as to where they have to go. Sorting is also important. Like all the three functions, we have another important function of a warehouse, which is also called as docking.
Male on white body.
Are you all getting? Are you all listening? So managing the warehouse is very important in the supply chain. In the supply chain, management of warehouse is an important task. Now, when you manage the warehouse, these are all the important things that you do. You have to plan the layout properly. Packaging is also part of warehouse management. Sorting the goods is also part of warehouse management. Docking is an important function of warehouse management. Docking. What is a dock? Others, please mute your mics, please. You have not muted your mic and you are talking. Please mute your mic. I think it is Sheikh. I can see here on my screen. Please mute your mic, Sheikh.
Message handling.
Alok also did not mute your mic. Alok, please mute your mic. Alok Kumar. Alok Kumar Soni. Please mute. Okay. So one important function of warehouse management is docking. See, dock is a place where your goods are either loaded into a truck or where the goods are unloaded from a truck. Dock is a place where goods are loaded or unloaded from a truck, which is carrying your raw materials or finished goods. Did you all get what I told? Did you understand what is a dock?
Yes, sir.
A dock? Yes. Someone is saying something. A dock is a place where your goods are loaded or unloaded from where it is from a truck. So docking, what is docking? Docking is actually loading and unloading of goods in your warehouse is what is called as docking. Did you get it? Yes or no?
It does not relate with anything which shipping means sea.
Even in sea also goods which are going through sea mode of transportation.
Mainly. Means
No, not.
you can say inland also it is.
Yeah, yes. Docking is there. Yes. Not only related to sea mode of transportation, even in land also you have docking. Warehouse has a dock.
Sir, usually in trains or trucks, we call it loading, unloading.
Yes. No, but we are saying that is trucks and trains and buses, it is only loading and unloading. But in a warehouse, you have a warehouse. In the warehouse, a place where you load and unload is what is called as a dock.
Okay, sir.
In the warehouse, a
Yes,
place
sir.
where you load and unload is what is called as a dock.
Yes, sir.
Have you got it? So in train or bus, we actually say loading or unloading. That's only just putting in goods and bringing out goods. I'm not talking about all the stations and other things. In the warehouse, if you have a warehouse, a place where loading and unloading of goods will happen is what is called as a dock. The process is called as docking. You got this? Need not necessarily be only for sea mode of transportation. It is there for land. Okay. Now, in docking, there are different types of dockings. Are you all listening? Should I go ahead or wait for some time for you to all adjust? Are you all listening? Wait for some time. That is what is yes, sir. Your yes is for what? Wait for some time or go ahead?
Sir, yes is for listening.
Yes is for listening, which means go ahead only.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see. I'm saying there are different types of dockings. Importantly, there are 5 different types of dockings, out of which one is very, very special. I'm going to name them. I hope you can see the board. Can you all see the board?
Yes, sir.
There is something called as flash docking. There is something called as enclosed
Flush.
docking or enclosed docks. There are also something called as open docks. There is also something called as saw, SAW, saw tooth, TOOTH, saw tooth dock, and there is something called as cross dock or cross docking. Have you heard any one of them?
No, sir.
Have you heard any one of these docking methods?
Sir, first one is flush or flash.
Flush. You.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So flush docking, enclosed docking, open docking, sawtooth docking, and the cross docking. Have you heard any one of these dockings in sea mode of transportation anywhere? Have you heard?
No, sir.
Okay, what am I going to do now is, you all understood what is docking. Can I be sure that you understood what is docking? Whoever is listening.
Yes, sir. Sir, what is
So
the
docking is,
first one that
Sir,
is reverse?
please, sir, repeat it again. Docking.
flush docking, FLUSH, flush docking.
Okay, sir.
Flush docking, enclosed docking, enclosed docking. Second one is enclosed docking. Third one is open docking, open. Fourth one is sawtooth. What is a saw? Saw is an instrument which carpenters use to cut wood. Saw.
Yes, sir.
SAW, sawtooth. See, carpenters will use an instrument to cut the wood. Do you all know that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The instrument that the carpenters use to cut the wood is saw. So there is a docking methodology which looks like that sawtooth. That saw instrument, it will have that cutting edges. Like that edge-shaped docking also is there. That is what is called as sawtooth docking. And we also have something called as cross docking. As the name suggests, docking will happen in the form of a cross. So before I explain all this, did you hear about any of these docking methodologies earlier?
No, sir.
No, sir.
At least the cross docking, which is very important. If you have studied Walmart case, have you studied Walmart case in any of the other classes or other courses? Walmart.
No, sir.
No? Okay then, fine. See, Walmart is a pioneer in cross docking methodology. We'll discuss what are all these. Before I tell you what are all these, I'm going to show you a small slide which you should be able to. I'm going to show you the different types of docks without their names. Can you guess which type of docking is it? Yes, someone has some doubt. You called me?
No, sir, cross docking is like that. If, sir, we have in a logistic class, sir, described that if we have a bin Gurgaon truck is coming from Bangalore to us, then we
Okay.
will unload it there and just fill it with there to go back to its place. So is it a cross docking?
Yeah, it is cross docking only. But let us discuss it in detail. Okay. What you told is right. Yes, cross docking. But what happens in cross docking? We'll discuss it in detail now. Okay, can you all see my screen that I'm sharing? Yes, no?
No, sir.
Can you all see it now?
Yes, sir.
Can you all see the screen that I'm sharing now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, for cross docking, if you can see my pointer moving on the screen, cross docking terminal. Already this is given here as a cross dock. There are other 4 diagrams. Can you see this one here, one diagram here? Can you see the diagram here?
Yes, sir.
Where my pointer is moving? There is one
Yes,
more
sir.
diagram here. These are all different diagrams other than cross docking, which is one here on the left side of the screen. there are 4 different dockings here. Can you see here? There is a dock here, blue color truck here at the bottom.
Yes, sir.
Then there is another one which is here in white truck at the bottom. Then 2 more docking methodologies. So leaving this cross docking here, can you name what are the other 4 types of dockings here? Can you name? I told you these are the docks: flush dock, enclosed dock, open dock, and seesaw dock, C-tooth dock. Which kind of dockings is this? If I'm naming them as this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4, can you match which dock is what type? All these are for loading, unloading things in a warehouse. Assume that this is a warehouse. It is a warehouse and these are docking points. Docking 1, docking 2.
Sir, first one is looking like open.
First one is an open dock. Okay. So you can see everything. Warehouse is there. Outside the warehouse only your truck will stand and you will load it. Okay, agreed. What are the other docks? What is this dock? You can see here trucks here. This is truck 1, truck 2, truck 3, truck 4.
Seesaw.
Yeah, look at the position. It's like seesaw. That I told you, carpenter's instrument for cutting wood. That shape. The dock will be in that shape. Can you see this? Can you see the pointer moving?
Yes, sir.
So your docks can also look like this. It can be a seesaw dock for quickly loading and unloading. What is this here then? And what is this here?
I think this one is open dock.
Which one is the open dock? Is the blue one or the white one?
No, the yes, sir. This one, not the blue one, black one. Yes, sir.
This one is the open dock.
Yes, sir.
Enclosed, sir.
No, this is actually closed. No, inside the walls. It's not completely open outside.
This is
It's inside the room.
cross dock, sir.
It is inside the room. Cross dock is this. There is no cross dock here anywhere. Okay, you saw the diagrams at least. You saw the diagrams, right? Now see here. This blue truck here, a small truck here, something which is pumping something here. Actually, it is pumping something. Like you are filling your oil or filling water, something like that. Can you see this truck here? Can you see the pointer moving? Yes or no? Right? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no.
Sir,
Pointer. I will explain. I did not explain anything. I'm just asking you to look. Actually, see. Look at this. Can you see my pointer moving? See, this is a cross dock. You see, there are certain trucks with different color loads. Can you see here? Can you see my pointer moving? The first truck, the load is in which color? Can you see the load here? First truck, what is the load color here?
Purple.
Purple color. The second truck is
Orange.
orange. Third one,
Blue.
and the last one.
Green.
See, these are all the trucks which are bringing the loads to the warehouse. Let me assume that this center one is the warehouse where it is written cross docking terminal. This is actually the warehouse. So different people are bringing the goods from different regions, which is called as inbound logistics. They are bringing it to the warehouse. Now in the warehouse, when they unload all these, the purple color, yellow color, blue color, and green color load, these loads should go to different places. Now see the outbound trucks. These are all outbound trucks on the right side. These outbound trucks have a mix of all the colors. Can you see? Like for example, these trucks carried vegetables from different parts of the country. Let me say this is. Let me say you have say green color leaves, leafy vegetables. You have brinjal, you have tomato, you have onions. Now these outbound trucks, they carry all the mixed vegetables. They carry onions, everything in one truck. So what happens in a cross docking is, okay, I'll explain. Let me tell the names first. See, this is actually. Can you see my pointer moving here with yellow doors? Can you see my pointer moving here on the screen?
Yes, sir.
This is actually an example of an open dock. This is an example of sawtooth dock. This is an example of a closed dock or enclosed dock. This is an example of a flush dock. Flushing. Okay. So let me tell you what are these. I stopped sharing the screen. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
You can see the screen? Yes?
No, sir.
Okay, can you see the board now?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Board? Whiteboard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me talk about what is a flush dock. See, in flush dock, what happens is all those materials which have to be loaded. For example, if you talk about petrol, you talk about diesel, from a big tank, it has to be pushed into it has to be pumped into a truck. Are you listening? If you look at gas, you will have gas containers also, like gas or liquid, which has to be flushed into the tank, into the truck. Such kind of docking methodologies is what is a flush dock. You got it? Yes or no? Filling petrol, diesel, water, gas into a big truck. You have to flush it. You have to push it into the truck mechanically. Such kind of docking mechanism is what is a flush dock. Are you getting it? Are you understanding? Yes or no?
Sir, please repeat your name.
See, for example, you have to carry petrol or diesel from one place to other place, and you are carrying petrol or diesel in a big truck. You have to load petrol or diesel in a big truck. Are you listening?
Yes.
Or even gas. For example, gas, like methane and all, or even nitrogen. What you have to do is you have to push the raw material. You have to push the diesel or kind of loading of gas or liquids into a truck is what is called as a flush dock. You got it? You have to push it, flush it into the truck.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now look at this. What is an enclosed dock? What is an enclosed dock? Enclosed is closed on all the sides. Your truck, which is going to unload or load your things, that loading or unloading will not be done outside in the open air. It will be done inside the warehouse, closed in all the walls. Such kind of docking is what is called as enclosed dock. Okay. What kind of products are done in enclosed docking? Can you name? What kind of products will follow enclosed docking methodology? I gave you the examples of flush dock. I told liquids, nitrogen, gas, all these comes under flush docks mechanism. Enclosed docks, only inside only you have to load. You cannot do it outside. What kind of products are those?
Sir, raw materials like no, sir, steel.
Steel, can't you do it outside also?
Yes, sir.
Think what kind of products will go into only enclosed dock, not outside?
Sir, perishable goods.
Perishable goods, yes, to some extent, yes.
Perishable
goods,
and durable goods, sir.
durable goods only enclosed docking. Can't it be done open docking?
Might be not, sir. Because
Example.
suppose a furniture, sir.
Okay.
Wooden furniture.
Okay.
That need to be kept in the in an enclosed warehouse.
No, I'm only talking about loading, unloading, not storing. Loading, unloading. Yeah. Docking is only loading, unloading part, not storing part. Enclosed dock. Find out perishable goods, yes, to some extent. What is an open dock then? What is an open dock? Open dock is you need not have a closed environment. Outside also you can load and unload it. Give me examples. Give me examples. Open dock. Open dock.
Coal, sir. Coal, grains.
Coal is open dock. Yes, agreed.
Grains.
Okay. What can be open docks?
Soil.
Soil. Cement. Is cement an open dock or a enclosed dock?
So cement would be enclosed, and
Okay.
the wraith, what we call it, sand, which is used mixed with cement to make the building.
Sand is
That
what?
would be
Open dock. Can it be open dock or enclosed dock?
Open, sir.
Sand can be open dock. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever is delivering sand or supplying sand can have an open dock. They need not necessarily have a closed dock. What about cement? Can you leave cement outside completely in the environment, or should you close cement?
Close, sir.
Cement is one good example of an enclosed dock. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you listening? Yes. Okay. Okay. Find out other examples if you understood. If you did not understand, let me know. I'm going to stop and repeat. Can I go ahead? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sawtooth dock. I already showed you the diagram. But what kind of products will follow that sawtooth docking? Can you tell? What kind of products for sawtooth docking?
sir, fast moving goods.
Yeah, very fast moving goods, they follow sawtooth docking methods. Fast moving consumer goods, all your where quick cycling is required. Very fast you have to deliver products. Fast moving consumer goods, all categories will follow sawtooth docking. See, though we don't see all of this, cross docking is a very important methodology that is followed in the current business and organizations from a warehouse management point of view. In warehouse, if you have a warehouse, can you see the warehouse in circle I put warehouse? Okay. In warehouse, in cross docking, what we do is this is an important docking methodology that is followed in warehouses. So if you have a warehouse wherein you store your raw materials or your finished goods, cross docking is a methodology where when you have someone bringing products to the warehouse, someone will bring products to your warehouse. Are you seeing the board? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So different types of products are coming to your warehouse, and from your warehouse, it should be distributed to different parts of the to different other parts. Now, all the trucks which are bringing your load will unload it in your warehouse. These are all called as inbound trucks coming inside your warehouse. So there will be a set of trucks which will bring the load to your warehouse. Now, once these loads are unloaded here, immediately these unloaded goods will be loaded to some other trucks which will go outside your warehouse. You understood what is happening in cross docking? Yes or no?
Sir, means
In
all
cross
products
dock,
will come at one place and will be distributed accordingly.
yeah, immediately distributed. There is no scope for weightage here. In cross docking, different products will be brought from different people to your warehouse. Like let me give you an example. I got onions from Maharashtra into my warehouse. Are you listening? Are you all listening?
Yes, sir.
So from Maharashtra, I got onions to my warehouse. Then I got tomatoes from, say, I got tomatoes from Tamil Nadu. And I got some other vegetable. Let me say I got potatoes from Andhra. Okay. So 3 people brought, or 3 vegetables came from different parts of or southern India to a warehouse. Are you listening? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So from 3 different states, I got 3 different vegetables to my warehouse. Now from this warehouse, onions, tomatoes, and potatoes, all these have to be distributed to the north of the country. Okay. Now there are some trucks which will go to Delhi, which will go to West Bengal, which will go to Jammu and Kashmir. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Now all these trucks which are bringing onion, tomato, and potatoes will unload their goods here. Now these unload goods, a part of onions, a part of tomatoes, and a part of potatoes will be loaded into a truck which will go to Delhi. You got it?
Yes.
Similarly, a part of onions, tomatoes, and potatoes will be loaded into a truck which will go to West Bengal. A part of onions, tomatoes, and potatoes which are there in the warehouse will be loaded in a truck which will go to Jammu and Kashmir. So here it will get unloaded. All these will be mixed, put into one truck, will go to one region. All mixed will be put into another truck and go to another region. All mixed will be put into one truck and go to another region. So this mechanism of docking, wherein you unload, reload, and immediately go, is what is called as cross docking. You got it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
2 words you have to remember. Whatever is coming into your warehouse is homogeneous. When I say homogeneous, one truck is bringing all onions, one truck is bringing all tomatoes, one truck is bringing all potatoes. These are all homogeneous. One truck is homogeneous, yes or no? Same color, same vegetable. Okay. But when it is going out, it is heterogeneous. One truck will have all onions, tomatoes, potatoes. That is what is heterogeneous. Different types of products in one truck. You got it?
Yes, sir.
You got it or did not get? Homogeneous, heterogeneous words. See, if a warehouse is following this kind of methodology, your inputs are coming in, immediately those inputs are sorted out and they are loaded into another trucks to go out. This mechanism is what is called as cross docking. Did you get it? Have I made it clear? Anyone has any doubt, did not understand, please let me know quickly.
Sir, please repeat heterogeneous, sir.
See, heterogeneous is, see here when there are 3 trucks here, there are 3 trucks here in my diagram. Yes or no? 3 trucks which are bringing to the warehouse, 3 trucks which are going away from my warehouse. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The trucks which are coming into my warehouse, each truck has same type of product. One truck has only onions, one truck has only tomatoes, one truck has only potatoes, right?
Yes, sir.
So each truck for me is homogeneous. It has the same type of product. That is what is homogeneous for me. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But the trucks which are going out of my warehouse, they are heterogeneous. They don't have same type of product. They have different, all the 3 types of products. They have onions, they have tomatoes, they have potatoes. Each truck has all the 3. That is why it is heterogeneous mix. Now you got it?
Yes, I got it, sir.
3 trucks here, 3 trucks here, but these trucks are carrying homogeneous goods. These trucks are carrying heterogeneous goods. All happening simultaneously. They will bring, unload it, immediately load it to these trucks, go out. Whatever is coming in will go out. Coming in, sort it, load it, out. You got this process, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So why this cross came is, whatever goods are coming out here, they will be sorted out. How many should go to this truck, how many should go to this truck, how many this truck, and that is why it is called as cross docking. Cross docking. See, Walmart is a pioneer of cross docking. So they follow in their warehouses, they follow cross docking methodology to load, unload goods, so that there is no weightage in the warehouse. In the warehouse, you will not keep products. They will come, they will go. Yes, sir. Please ask.
सर शॉर्ट डॉकिंग सर थोड़ा नहीं समझा सर वो मतलब क्या उसका प्रोडक्ट क्या रहेगा सर
fast moving consumer goods like our toothpaste, shampoos, all such kind of products which we use on a daily basis. All the warehouses which are storing fast moving consumer goods will follow sawtooth docking. Okay, FMCG products.
ओके सर
Yes. So that is what is warehouse management. You should know about docking. Though you talk about packaging and the layout, other subjects, docking is one subject which will not be told to you. We discussed docking in supply chain management. Any doubts in docking so far?
So open में क्या क्या product रखते हैं?
Open
docking.
on open you can be discussed about sand. Open docking. Sand can be open docking. Iron products can be open docking. Iron products can be open docking.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay. See, we talked about e-commerce and supply chain management. We talked about docking in warehouse management. See, there is one important concept in supply chain which is called as Karljic matrix. Can you see the word here? I'm writing it and spelling it. Karljic. Is the word visible? There is an important concept in supply chain management called as Karljic matrix. Karljic. Karljic matrix. Karljic matrix is an important concept in supply chain, which is actually a supply market analysis matrix. What do we do in this, or what do we do with this? Are you all listening? Are you all listening? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Karljic matrix is also called as supply analysis matrix. Supply analysis matrix. So we'll take a two-dimensional diagram divided into 4 quadrants. The matrix looks like this. You have x-axis, we have x-axis, and we have y-axis. On the x-axis, we take manufacturers' dependency on supplier. Let me say low and high. This is manufacturer's dependency on supplier. Then on the y-axis, we have supplier dependency on manufacturer. The lower quadrant is low, the upper quadrant is high. All these characteristics are divided into 4. We have non-critical suppliers. We have bottleneck suppliers. we have leverage suppliers, and we have strategic suppliers. According to this matrix, on the basis of suppliers dependency on manufacturer and manufacturer's dependency on supplier, we have 4 types of suppliers. The suppliers are categorized as non-critical, bottleneck, leverage, and strategic suppliers. Did you all see the diagram? Yes or no? Did anyone already browsed it? Have you browsed it?
No, sir.
Quickly. Did not browse? Okay, I'm sharing the screen for you to have a better look at this. Can you see my screen? Can you all see my screen? The screen that I'm sharing. Can you all see it?
Yes, sir.
See, this is what I'm referring to. If you can see my pointer, actually suppliers are represented on y-axis here. These are all suppliers. How far is the supplier dependent on the manufacturer? At the bottom, we have manufacturer's dependency on the supplier. How far is the manufacturer dependent on the supplier? So based on manufacturer's dependency and supplier's dependency on each other, there are 4 types of suppliers. So the 4 types of suppliers are non-critical suppliers, bottleneck suppliers, leverage suppliers, and strategic suppliers. So what are these and how should you deal with them? See, when you have different types of suppliers, how far is the supplier dependent on you and how far are you dependent on your suppliers? Now, how far are we dependent on each other? That is represented by this middle line, low and high. Can you see this low here and high here? So how far is manufacturer dependent on supplier? Low here, high here. Can you see here? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So now see, look at these 4 quadrants. Who are non-critical suppliers? See, if the supplier is not dependent much on me, if the supplier is not dependent much on the manufacturer, and the manufacturer is also not dependent much on the supplier, that is what is this low. So supplier dependency is low, manufacturer's dependency is low. That is what is this blue color quadrant. Can you see blue color box here, rectangular box?
Yes, sir.
So if the manufacturer's dependency on supplier is less and the supplier's dependency on manufacturer is also low, such kind of suppliers are called as non-critical suppliers. So if you have non-critical suppliers on whom you are not very much dependent upon, how can you deal with such suppliers? These are the strategies. You can use e-bidding to see from whom should you buy. You can use reverse auction. See, all these are the things that you can deal with, that you can do with non-critical suppliers. But if you look at the next box here, the next box here is the supplier dependency on the manufacturer is low actually. This is low here, but the manufacturer's dependency on the supplier is high. That is what is this box here in gray. So if the manufacturer is highly dependent on the supplier, then such kind of suppliers are called as bottleneck suppliers. If the manufacturer's dependency on the supplier is high, then the supplier is called as bottleneck supplier. So in case of bottleneck supplier, what we should do is, what the manufacturer should do is, the manufacturer should have multiple suppliers so that they will manage risk. That is another important. That is an important strategy for a manufacturer who has bottleneck suppliers. Then other than these 2 non-critical and bottleneck suppliers, we have 2 more suppliers called leverage suppliers and strategic suppliers. Now, who are these? See, if the supplier's dependency on the manufacturer is very high, but the manufacturer's dependency on the supplier is low. This is low, but this is high. Then the suppliers are called as leverage suppliers here in purple color. So leverage suppliers, if you have leverage suppliers who are very much dependent on the manufacturer, then these are the strategies. You can ask them to manage your inventory. You can ask the supplier to manage the inventory and other things. Finally, you have one more important supplier called as strategic supplier. Who are these? So if the supplier dependency on the manufacturer is high, as well as manufacturer's dependency on the supplier is also high, then such kind of suppliers are called as strategic suppliers. To deal with strategic suppliers, we have to maintain very good relationship with them. We have to do relationship management. That is what is this here. So these are the 4 quadrants or 4 types of suppliers based on managers. Yes.
Sir, can we have example for each one?
Can you have example for this? See, non-critical suppliers means if you deal with routine products, easily available products, routine products, then it is called as non-critical suppliers. Routine products which are freely available, not scarce at all. Okay. Routine products, can you give me examples of routine products? Take some industry, we'll take some industry. Take some industry, and from that industry point of view, we can discuss. What shall we take? Shall we take automobile, computers? Some industry we'll take and we'll discuss. Quickly.
Sir, cold drinks or fruit juice industry, non-critical.
Okay, if you take cool drink industry, let us assume that someone is, for cool drinks, what are the materials that you require? You need the flavor?
Yes, sir, water and flavor.
You need the flavor, yes or no? Cool drinks, flavor that you mix. Flavor. Do you need flavor for cool drinks? Yes or no? Quickly.
Yes, sir.
Do you need water?
Yes,
Water for cool
Yes,
drinks?
sir.
Yes,
Then what
Yes,
else
sir.
do you need? What else do you need for cool drinks?
Sugar,
Gas, carbonated cool drinks. Gas,
Sugar.
and assume that if you yes, please come on.
Sugar.
Okay, you need sugar. These are all the materials that are required, right? Now there are suppliers who are supplying this. Let us assume water. Water is freely available. Freely available. Most of them are supplying water. Then water people, whoever is supplying water for you will become non-critical. Okay, non-critical suppliers. From cool drinks point of view, are you getting it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
got it.
There are many. See, there are many people who are supplying water. Now, the supplier who is supplying water to you may not necessarily supply water only to you. He is supplying for so many people. That is why he is not dependent on you so much. Low dependency is low. Can you see here? He is supplying to many people, so he is not very much dependent on you. For you also, you have so many people outside who are supplying water. So you are also not very much dependent on that people. So such kind of products are said to be such kind of products, and the people who supply such kind of products are said to be non-critical. Okay. You got it?
Yes, sir, got it.
More suppliers, manufacturer also has more say options. Then those are called as non-critical suppliers. Then what are bottleneck suppliers? See, bottleneck suppliers are those suppliers where manufacturer's dependency on the supplier is high, supplier's dependency on manufacturer is low. Tell me what kind of products come here? What kind of products? If it is cool drink manufacturing, what comes here? Manufacturer's dependency on supplier is very high, whereas supplier's dependency is low. It can be flavor. So there are only very few people in the market who are supplying the flavor, whether it is orange flavor or whatever is the flavor, drink flavor. Very few people, so you are very much dependent on the supplier. In such case, the flavor and the person who is supplying flavor will become bottleneck suppliers. Okay? Yes or no? Few suppliers and the manufacturer is highly dependent on them. Now come to the top two: leverage suppliers and strategic suppliers. See, leverage suppliers are those suppliers who are highly dependent. Suppliers are dependent on the manufacturer, and the manufacturer is not very much dependent on the supplier. Name some products in cool drink manufacturing, or name some raw materials in cool drink manufacturing where supplier is dependent on the manufacturer. Can you name?
The water bottles.
See that the kit or the bottle which carries your drink. For example, if it is not a universal bottle, are you all listening to me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
It is not a universal bottle. Every company has its own bottle shape. It has a different shape. In that case, the supplier is highly dependent on you. If the bottle has a particular shape for a particular drink, in that case, the supplier is dependent on you. If you don't buy, the supplier is at loss. You agree or not? Are you getting my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying, okay, I'm just closing my screen. I'm stopping the screen share. So in cool drink manufacturing, all the cool drinks, if they are taking a special kind of bottle shape should be only in that size, that type. Like for example, have you seen Amul Badam milk and Jersey Badam milk? Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
Amul Badam milk, you saw small pet bottles, Badam milk?
Yes, sir.
And did you see Jersey's Badam milk?
No, sir.
Or some other Badam milk? Some other Badam milk that you saw other than Amul?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What are the other Badam milks? Do they have the same bottle? Shape of the bottle.
No, sir, different.
Different shapes, right? Like for example, let me say that I am buying bottles from a supplier, and that supplier should provide me that same specific bottle. If I don't buy the bottle from that supplier, will the supplier be at loss?
Yes, sir.
See, now that bottle is very specific to Amul. The bottle is very specific to some other brand X or Y. If that particular brand people are not buying the bottle, means the supplier will be at loss, which means supplier is highly dependent on that person. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
The size, the shape of the bottle. If you have a very specific shape, not universal bottles. See, if it is universal bottle, no problem. It will be in routine product. If it is not universal bottle shape, it is a different bottle shape for your brand. Then the supplier is dependent on the manufacturer also. Okay. If the manufacturer is not buying that shape of bottle, the supplier will be at loss. In that case, that is a leverage product. You understood? Leverage supplier.
Yes, sir.
Supplier's dependency on the manufacturer is high, and the manufacturer's dependency on the supplier is low. Okay. And the last one is strategic supplier. Supplier's dependency on manufacturer is high. Manufacturer's dependency on supplier is also high. Can you name some products in cool drink manufacture? What is it?
Sir, cold drink.
What can be a leverage? Who can be a strategic supplier?
Sir, cold drink.
Quickly. In cool drink manufacturing, what can be a strategic supply?
কে জানে বোঝা যাচ্ছে না
Strategic supply?
রাজেশ মাথা করে স্যার রাজেশ মাথা
Supplier dependency high, manufacturer's dependency also is high.
So design of bottle.
Design of the bottle is a strategic supplier. To some extent, I will agree. Anything else? Talk in terms of products. We talked in the beginning. We told water, we told sugar, we told flavor, we told the bottle shape.
Sir, flavor can
Flavor can be a strategic supplier. Flavor can be a strategic supplier, but you have to back it up. Why? How is manufacturing?
sugar, sir.
Sugar is a strategic supply. Why? See, the strategic supply thing is linked to. I think you can see the board. Yes or no?
Sir, electricity.
Electricity is a strategic supply.
Yes, sir.
Cool drink manufacturing. How?
Sir, because factory is highly dependent on machinery for functioning, and the
Okay.
electric company will get huge profits from the operation. If the company shifts, they will incur losses.
See, you have to. Okay, your justification is right. I agree, but you have to look for a product where alternatives are very minimal. Alternatives should be very minimal. See, you should talk about a product where there is only one supplier and only one manufacturer. One supplier only will manufacture to one manufacturer, and manufacturer will buy only from that supplier. Such kind of products will get into strategy. Okay. But in case of electricity, if there is no power, you have alternative sources of power. Yes or no? You can use generator and run the machines for some days. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that should not be possible if it is strategic. The manufacturer should be highly dependent on the supplier. Supplier also should be highly dependent on the manufacturer. There should be no other go. What are those?
Flavor.
Price,
Flavor,
sir. Price
okay.
आ सकता है, sir.
What is it? Can you come again?
Price, sir. Price.
Price as a strategic? No.
Employee.
No. See, in case, for example, in your cool drinks, if you are also using milk, okay. Just an example. Don't assume that cool drinks you will use milk. For example, some kind of health drink that you are taking, other than the flavor, other than the water, other than your whatever we discussed so far, the bottles in which they are sold. In case milk is also a product that is used in the manufacturing of your energy drink. Okay, are you all with me? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And in case the milk suppliers are very few, and you are the only customer who is buying milk from that person or from the people in that area, then that such kind of milk people whoever is supplying milk and the company who is buying that milk from the suppliers, can have a strategic relationship. Can have a strategic relationship. Give me a minute, please. I will take a call.